Renovating a 5-inch gauge sweep piece steam locomotive, Part 5. Cleaning more parts of the engine and polishing the cylinder cladding. Disconnecting the main steam pipe to allow the removal of the steam chest cover on the left-hand side of the engine. The job begins with a cleaning operation. Here I'm using a toothbrush and some WD-40 to cut through all the grime and dirt and coal dust. This is not a new engine, and it has done quite a lot of steaming. There's evidence of ash and soot and coal dust on just about every part of it. And quite a few of the parts, like the steam chest here, are quite rusty. This needs cleaning off along with the old paint and repainting. In this clip I'm cleaning up the centre boiler band, which is a very simple and quick job. This is going to take a little bit longer. I'm removing the paint and all the grime from the steam chest. I'm using a steel rule and some Scotch-Brite to do this. At some stage in this renovation I will remove this mechanical lubricator and clean it up also. But not yet, it will be okay for now. It's time now to polish up the brass cylinder cladding, which is quite badly tarnished. I start off by cleaning it with WD-40 and the toothbrush, followed by using some blue Scotch-Brite, which isn't as coarse as the green stuff. Once I've got through most of the tarnish, I clean up the cylinder cladding using some Brasso wadding. I don't remove all of the retaining bolts at one go. I do them more or less one at a time. If you remove them all together, then the cladding becomes loose and you could cut your fingers on it. To polish the brass cylinder cladding, I'm using an old t-shirt. It's better than kitchen roll. And after quite a bit of rubbing with the t-shirt followed by more Brasso, the cladding is starting to shine. Quite a lot of this video is running at a higher speed because these are not very quick jobs and they're a bit boring to watch me doing them in real time. Here's a quick flashback before I started the job. After removing all the bolts and polishing the bolt area individually, finally, once I put them back, the cladding looks really good. It's taken years off the engine, but it still doesn't look new, which is the general idea. Here, after thoroughly cleaning the cylinder cover, I'm giving it a coat of satin black paint. I'm also painting the cylinder drain operating arms and the protector bar at the front. And now it's time to paint the steam chest, which has been thoroughly scraped and cleaned. In certain areas I don't use primer because if the paint gets chipped, it's far easier to touch it in with a paintbrush because there isn't a layer of primer underneath it. And as I've just mentioned, these parts get very hot, so the paint will be baked onto the metal. Time now to remove the steam chest cover, and it's very important not to lose any of the nuts or washers. I remove each of them in turn and put them in a plastic box so they won't get lost. This clip, as you can see, is running at a high speed just to get through the job in a reasonable time. This clip shows me using a Stanley knife blade to remove the washers. It makes the job a whole lot easier. You can use a screwdriver, but the Stanley knife blade gets right underneath them and lifts them out of the way. There's less chance of the screwdriver catapulting the washer across the workshop. These washers are oily and sticky, so they're quite easy to pick up with my finger. This part that I'm removing is called the Snifting valve, and it's a really ingenious device. What it allows is air to be drawn into the cylinder when the engine is coasting with the regulator closed. All it is a one-way ball valve, and it snaps shut when there is steam pressure in the steam chest. Normally a snifting valve is mounted on the smoke box and connected to the steam outlet inside the smoke box, but the snifting valves on this engine are fitted to the steam chest covers. Without a snifting valve, the engine doesn't run quite so well when it's coasting. This engine does not have superheater flues in the boiler, nor does it have superheaters, because another function of a snifting valve in a boiler with a superheater is to pull air through the superheater and stop it overheating. I can't remove the steam chest cover until I remove the steam pipe first, because it's in the way. This is a very simple job, and once again I put it in a box with some other parts so I don't lose it. When I'm working on a steam engine, depending on its complexity and the amount of components, I use small red boxes so I always know where they are. What's left of the gasket is a bit of a mess, and here I'm generally scraping bits of excess gasket out of the way. I will need to clean all of the gasket residue, and for that I will be using a Stanley knife blade. For the external paint and bits of rust, I'm using the edge of a steel rule. The edge of a steel rule is surprisingly sharp. Maybe less so if you do a lot of this sort of thing with it. This gasket is very fragmented, and I'm trying to remove all of it from both surfaces. This engine was built in 1987, and by 1987 the world had a good idea how bad asbestos was, so I'm assuming that these are not asbestos gaskets. I don't think they are. They don't feel like asbestos, they don't smell like asbestos, and they don't taste like asbestos. I'll increase the speed of the video just to get through this. It took quite a long time. And removing the gasket on the steam chest itself was even more difficult because the studs were in the way, but in the end I got everything clean. The next part of the job is to put the steam chest cover in a plastic tub and cover it in cellulose thinners. This will thoroughly degrease it and clean it even more before I paint it. After a while I took the part out of the cellulose thinners and put it back in place, just so that you can see that it only fits one way round. The next job, in my improvised spray booth on the kitchen table, which is a large cardboard box, was to spray the part using self-etch primer. And here is a shot of the paint drying. That's it for this episode. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.